Do you remember where you were when you first heard the news? That earth-shattering, internet-breaking announcement that sent shockwaves through the gaming community? I do, vividly. The digital grapevine was buzzing, forums were overflowing, and social media was an absolute frenzy. The announcement of Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy the Definitive Edition was huge. It wasn't just another game announcement, it was a cultural reset, a nostalgic pilgrimage back to the titles that shaped our gaming identities. It was pure nostalgia. Back to Liberty City, that gritty, crime-ridden metropolis that felt both dangerous and exhilarating. We were ready to dive back into the dark underbelly, the high-speed chases, and the unforgettable characters. Vice City, the neon-drenched, 80s-inspired paradise of excess and extravagance. The sun-kissed beaches, the pastel suits, the synthwave soundtrack. It was a time capsule of pure, unadulterated cool. And San Andreas. The sprawling landscapes, the gang wars, the lowriders, and the sheer scale of the world. It was a game that redefined what open-world gaming could be. These weren't just games. They were cultural landmarks, they were worlds we lived in. The soundtracks to our youth, the stories we shared with friends for years to come. They were more than just pixels on a screen. They were experiences that shaped our perspectives and fueled our imaginations. The hype was electric. You could feel the collective excitement radiating from every corner of the internet. We all started dreaming, cruising Ocean Drive in a stolen sports car, the wind in our hair, the sun setting over the turquoise waters, flying hydras over the San Andreas desert, dodging missiles and causing mayhem in the skies, reliving those classic missions, from the intense bank heist to the ridiculous side quests that made these games so unique. Rockstar promised the definitive versions, a chance to experience these beloved classics in a whole new light. Classic feel, modern enhancements, the perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation. We were ready to throw our money at the screen, pre-ordering the game the second it became available. The trailers looked sharp, the lighting improved, showcasing the vibrant worlds in stunning detail. And the character models had a new charm, breathing new life into the iconic personalities we knew and loved. Familiar faces like Claude, the silent protagonist of Liberty City, Tommy, the charismatic and ruthless kingpin of Vice City, and CJ were back with a fresh coat of paint, looking better than ever and ready for a new generation of chaos. GTA V-style controls, promising a smoother and more intuitive gameplay experience. Updated mini-maps, making navigation through these sprawling worlds easier than ever before. Improved gunplay, it sounded perfect, a dream come true for longtime fans and a perfect entry point for newcomers. What could go wrong? We were riding a wave of pure, unadulterated optimism. We were ready to relive the glory days and show a new generation why these games were legendary, why they continue to hold a special place in the hearts of gamers around the world. The excitement was about more than graphics. It was about the feeling, that unique sense of freedom and possibility that these games offered. The radio stations, the mayhem, the sheer unadulterated chaos that you could unleash upon these virtual worlds. These games defined a generation of open-world gaming, setting the standard for countless titles that followed. The anticipation was at an all-time high, reaching fever pitch as the release date drew closer. We were counting down the seconds to launch, eagerly awaiting our return to Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. November 11th, 2021. Launch day. The day we had all been waiting for, marked on our calendars for months. The culmination of years of anticipation, fueled by promises of a faithful return to the iconic worlds we grew up with. Our nostalgic dreams, carefully nurtured and vividly imagined, were supposed to come true. We envisioned reliving those classic moments, experiencing the stories again with a fresh coat of paint, but with the same heart and soul. Instead, it was a nightmare. A rude awakening from the beautiful dream we were all sharing. A stark contrast to the joyous return we had all hoped for. The moment we booted up, the second the title screen flickered to life, something was very wrong. An unsettling feeling crept in, a sense that this wasn't the experience we were expecting. This wasn't the polished, lovingly crafted experience we were promised. It was a mess. A broken, disjointed shadow of the games we cherished. The reality crashed down hard, shattering our expectations. Players reported a tidal wave of problems, a deluge of complaints flooding forums and social media. The gaming community erupted in a chorus of disapproval. From hilarious, albeit unintentional, to game-breaking. Issues that rendered the game unplayable, forcing players to abandon their playthroughs in frustration. The visuals? Oh, the visuals. The new art style looked less like a loving remaster and more like a plastic Instagram filter slapped haphazardly over everything. Character models were bizarre, contorted into grotesque parodies of their former selves. Denise Robinson looked unrecognizable, a far cry from the character we remembered. Others like mannequins, lifeless and devoid of any personality. And the rain, blinding, thick, impossible to see through. A torrential downpour that obscured everything. Driving became a joke, a perilous exercise in guesswork and blind faith, but it got worse. Bugs, glitches, invisible walls, broken bridges, T-posing characters, frozen in a state of digital purgatory. Even on powerful consoles, machines capable of rendering breathtaking visuals, frame rates tanked during simple gunfights, turning action sequences into slideshows. It felt rushed, a product of deadlines and corporate pressure like no one had actually played it before release, or if they had, their concerns were ignored. Rockstar had delisted the original versions, making them unavailable for purchase, but this new one was missing songs, iconic tracks that defined the atmosphere of the originals. Cheat codes, a staple of the original games, and the iconic fog, a key element of the game's atmosphere, was noticeably absent. It was incomplete, not just buggy. A hollow shell of what it should have been. 1 step forward, 50 steps back, a regression, not a progression. The disappointment was palpable, a heavy cloud hanging over the gaming community. The launch was a disaster, a complete and utter failure on almost every level. We were left wondering how it all went so wrong, how such a promising project could have fallen so far. The hype train had derailed, crashing and burning in a spectacular display of broken promises. The gaming community's reaction? Pure rage. We were sold a dream and delivered a disaster. The internet exploded. Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, memes and angry posts everywhere. Rockstar's reputation for polish was shattered overnight. Review scores tanked. On Metacritic, the user score hit 0.5 out of 10. Critics panned the game for technical issues and lack of care. Fans demanded better, and refunds. The Rockstar Games launcher went down, refund requests flooded in. Sony and Microsoft faced a wave of unhappy players. This wasn't just about a bad game, it was about respect for gaming history. The community felt betrayed, these classics deserved better. The anger came from passion. We cared deeply about these games. The whole situation became a cautionary tale for the industry. Mishandling nostalgia has consequences. We weren't just consumers, we were guardians of a legacy. And that legacy had been tarnished. Faced with massive backlash, Rockstar had to act. They issued a public apology, admitting the games didn't meet their standards, or ours. They promised patches and updates to fix the mess. As a gesture, they brought back the original PC trilogy for free to Definitive Edition buyers. It didn't fix the remaster, but it was a start. Patches rolled in fast, over 100 bugs fixed, including the blinding rain. Character models and stability improved, crashes reduced, more updates followed, better performance, fixed collisions, restored atmospheric fog. It was slow, but Rockstar was rebuilding trust, one patch at a time. The game was transforming from unplayable to respectable. The road to redemption had begun. A year has passed since the release of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. A year of patches, updates, and promises of improvement. But the question remains after all this time, after all the effort put in by the developers, is the GTA Trilogy actually good now? Has it been fully redeemed? The answer, as with most things in life, is complicated. It's not a simple yes or no. There are nuances, caveats, and a whole lot of personal opinions involved. It's a mixed bag of improvements and lingering issues. One thing is for sure. It's far better than it was at launch. A complete disaster that was riddled with bugs and glitches. The initial release was, frankly, unacceptable. Now it's stable, smoother, and most of the game-breaking bugs have been squashed. The performance is significantly improved, making it a much more enjoyable experience overall. You can actually play all 3 games, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, without constant frustration and the feeling that the game is actively fighting against you. Visuals are sharper, offering a cleaner and more modern look, even if it's not always to everyone's taste. The lighting has been improved, adding more depth and atmosphere to the game world. And the atmospheric fog, a key element of San Andreas, is back, adding to the nostalgic feel. But the core art style remains largely unchanged, cartoonish, stylized, and ultimately divisive. It's a deliberate choice that some will appreciate, and others will continue to dislike. So, if you hated the look of the game at launch, all the patches in the world probably won't change your mind. The fundamental aesthetic is still the same. Of course, some glitches and oddities still linger, reminding you that this isn't a perfect remaster. And it still lacks that final layer of Rockstar polish, that attention to detail that we've come to expect from the studio. But let's be clear, the improvements are real and substantial. However, some character models still feel off, with strange facial expressions and a general sense of the uncanny valley. It's like a game that's been rescued from a fire, saved from complete destruction, playable, enjoyable even, but still bearing the scars of its troubled launch. Compared to the state it was in at launch, it's night and day, a completely different experience. Now, it's a decent, if flawed, way to experience these classic games. It's a serviceable way to revisit Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. The modern controls and updated mini-maps are significant upgrades, making the games far more accessible to a modern audience. New players coming to these games for the first time will likely have a good time and appreciate what they have to offer. However, veterans who grew up with the original games may still feel that something's missing, that the definitive edition doesn't quite capture the magic of the originals. The magic is still there, buried beneath the updated visuals and tweaked gameplay. But it's not quite as we remember it. Nostalgia is a powerful thing, and sometimes, revisiting the past can be a bittersweet experience. Ultimately, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition is good, but far from perfect. In the translation from the original to this definitive edition, it feels like a bit of the original soul has been lost along the way. It's a decent way to play these classics, but it's not quite the definitive experience many were hoping for. The real MVPs? The modding community on PC. While Rockstar patched, modders fixed rain, restored classic models, and brought back original radio stations within days. Their creativity is mind-blowing. Mods overhaul visuals, replace models, and fix what official patches missed. Mods let you tailor the game, art style, fog, even new missions. The PC version is now a playground for creativity. This level of customization makes PC the best way to play. The open platform lets the community step in where developers fell short. Modders didn't just complain, they improved the game. They kept the spirit of GTA alive. Massive shout out to the modders, you're awesome. For console players, it's a different story. No mods, just official patches. The game is much improved on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, but you're stuck with Rockstar's vision. Performance is better, bugs mostly gone, but the art style and missing content remain. The Switch version improved the most, but it's still a downgrade compared to other platforms. On consoles, what you see is what you get. The PC version, with mods, is the true definitive experience. Console players get a solid but limited remaster. It's fun, but lacks the potential for greatness that mods bring. The divide between PC and console has never been clearer. So, is the GTA Trilogy, the definitive edition, worth playing now? Yes. Is it truly definitive? Not quite. The core gameplay is still addictive, and modern controls make it accessible. Rockstar listened, patched, and improved performance. For newcomers, it's a great entry point. Convenient, runs well, 3 classics in one, but definitive suggests the ultimate version, and that's not what we got. The art style is still controversial, some of the original soul is missing, and certain songs are gone. A true definitive edition would offer more choice, like toggling between classic and new graphics. It's more of a remaster than a definitive edition. The launch hurt the legacy, and trust is hard to patch. Now it's a good time, but haunted by what could have been. Worth playing? Yes. The best version? Probably not. It's a fun, functional, but compromised take on 3 legendary games. The magic is there, but not untouched. That's the story of the GTA Trilogy, 1 year later. From sky-high hype to disaster, and now, somewhere in the middle. These games mean so much to so many of us. I want to hear your memories, your favorite moments, your stories. Did you play the definitive edition at launch or after patches? PC or console? Mods or no mods? Let's get a conversation going in the comments. Share your stories, your opinions, your favorite cheat codes. The magic of Grand Theft Auto lives on. Now go cause some trouble in San Andreas for me.